Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. One of the law enforcement officer's primary functions is to prevent felony acts. Many times, a felony leads to another of a more destructive nature. On the morning of April 7th, two criminals, Ted Ellis and Ed Kane, committed two crimes far more serious than the felony they intended and carried out. The Highway Patrol was subsequently faced with a situation that could not be changed without the help of the wanted men.
What time is it?
A few minutes past 11.
Well, let's go then. He'll be open by now.
Relax. We don't have to get there just when he opens. Why do you think I stopped to kill a few minutes? Now, settle down.
Yeah, but the sooner we get there, the less chance we run of getting mixed in with that noon hour crowd.
If you don't take it easy, we're not going to get mixed in with anything.
Okay. I just get a little shaky before the thing.
Now, look, when we go in, I'll do the talking, and I'll take the cash. You lock everybody in the back room and make sure no one sees it.
Yeah.
And be careful with that. It's not to be fired unless...
Dee-da-da-dum, dum-da-da-dum, dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-da-da-dum. She wears boxers without trousers, and her shoes are number 9. Dum-ba-da-dum, dee-ba-da-dum, dee-dee-dee-da-dum. Hi, Dad. You're running a few minutes late.
Yes. I ran into your future father-in-law at the bank.
Well, what did he say? Has he heard from Jim?
No, like all fathers, he's soon forgotten. Why don't you call and let him know how his son is?
Oh, I just thought he maybe heard something special. Like Jim getting out earlier than expected.
Your young man will be home from the Army in 2 months. No sooner.
What do you mean all fathers are forgotten?
Well, it's a mighty sad state of affairs when Jim Wright Sr. has to call me to ask my daughter, tell him how his son is.
You poor fathers. What about us younger ones? Here I slave away all day.
Oh, by the way, I noticed some washout when I drove in. You better get it down before the workers start coming in.
Well, I haven't finished setting up yet, Daddy. I'll get it after lunch.
After lunch, it'll be dirtier than before. Those cars come in here kicking up dust all over the place.
Well, I'll get it now. I don't want to do it over again.
It's all clear. Let's go. Won't be any trouble, mister. All we want's some money.
Money? Well, but there's only...
Don't waste our time, mister. We know you went to the bank today. We know you always cash payroll checks on Friday. Now get moving.
Come on!
He was reaching for a gun, Ed.
Get out of here.
Come on.
What are you two doing?
Put that gun away.
Should give a license number.
Oh, we'll have to take her with us. She might come in handy. shooting.
The call was quickly relayed to Highway Patrol headquarters, where Patrolman Walters took down the information.
Where's it located? Victim alive? Did the witness give a description of the suspects in their vehicle? Thanks. Yeah, we'll get right on it. Sergeant Walters, Highway Patrol. There's been a shooting at O'Shea's Restaurant, Highway 27, just south of Highway 38. Send an ambulance, code 3. Right. There's been a shooting at a restaurant, Highway 27, the proprietor.
What was it, a holdup?
Looks that way. Witness just called.
Did you get out an APB?
Operations said the witness was too excited to give a description of the vehicle and the suspect.
Any units in the area?
Well, I checked. 2215 is tied up at an accident 10 miles from there.
Let's take it ourselves. Come on.
Patrolman Walters had asked the worker to remain at the scene. Within minutes, the patrol arrived at the scene.
I'm Sergeant Walters. You the man who called in?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I was coming down the road there, and these two guys come running out of the restaurant, and then Kathy, she...
Who's Kathy?
Well, that's Ralph's daughter, the man who was shot. These two guys forced her into their truck.
Did you get the license number?
No, it was too far away. I couldn't make it out.
Can you describe the two men?
I didn't see them very well either, but I know it was Kathy.
I'll get an APB on what we have.
Okay.
What's the girl's age and description?
Oh, she's a pretty thing, about 22, tall, light hair.
What about the car they were driving?
That's a green panel truck.
2150, headquarters. I told the witness he could leave. Any problem in figuring the motive?
No. The truck veered south. They could turn off in a lot of directions. They keep in a straight line. They got to end up in the mountains.
There's only one unit between here and there. If they get through the mountain area, it's going to be tough getting them.
It's tough enough as it is. They got a hostage.
They still got the girl with them. We can't even get close.
Let's call the helicopter. Maybe we can spot them in that. 2150 to headquarters.
The Highway Patrol helicopter on standby notice was immediately notified of Matthew's request. Within moments, it was in the air and on its way to meet Matthews and start the search for the speeding panel truck, using the helicopter's advantages of altitude and speed with which they hoped to stop the criminals and their hostage.
Slow down. We don't want to advertise.
I don't see what good she's going to do us. We got to get rid of her sometime.
Just keep driving. Worry about her when the time comes.
Who said it was going to be so smooth? Couldn't be a bigger mess. We end up with a handful of bills, a man's dead.
You pull the trigger, it's done. Just concentrate on that road.
Then stop her whimpering.
Oh, my father died so you could be a coward.
I'm sorry about your father. But don't worry. Nothing's going to happen to you as long as you don't cause any trouble.
Sorry. Well, if you're so sorry, why don't you go back and help him?
I don't think that would do much good.
Helicopter to all units. Flight 1020 is over Highway 27. Traveling south at northern edge of mountain area. Relay any sign of panel truck to helicopter.
3280 to helicopter.
3280, go ahead.
Green panel truck just past Junction 7 heading into mountain area. Request instructions.
Can you identify passengers?
3280. No, but we'll follow and try to apprehend. 10-4.
I'm leaving for your location now. 10-4. Stay in contact.
They won't do anything as long as we've got the girl.
To helicopter.
Go ahead, 3280.
Panel truck fired on me. Put me out of service.
Stand by. We'll land in a minute. Chance to see whether the girl was with him or not?
I pulled close and the shooting began.
Make things a lot easier if he knew one way or the other.
How about the license number?
G51458.
Get it to communications. Have them notify all units and stations. Also have them run at 28 and 29 on the license number.
There's a million roads into the next state once they get through the hills.
We'll try the chopper, see what we can do with it. We'll assume the girl's with him.
I'll call headquarters.
Right. We don't want to be spotted.
What do you want to do?
Well, if the girl's in the trunk, I don't know.
The patrol helicopter continued its search for the panel truck and its occupants. Once in the mountain area, there were no patrol units available to intercept the truck. The helicopter was the only means of capture remaining. But Matthews had first the problem of finding the truck and then facing the probable obstacle of Kathy Owens being a hostage.
That patrolman's got our license number anyway.
He told you to behave yourself and you wouldn't get hurt. I'm not going to warn you again. Hold her a minute.
around with her.
We probably wouldn't be alive if it weren't for her being here.
You know they're going to catch you sooner or later.
You're probably right. Maybe not. You better take it easy. We don't want to attract any more attention.
No sight of them. We should run into her pretty soon. They can't be going any faster than we are.
There they are, just coming out of that bend.
Yeah, it's a green panel truck. I can't make out the license.
Can't tell from this position whether or not the girl's along.
Can you get ahead of them without being seen?
The way that road curves, I think so.
You'll probably have to land.
Circle around, get him in a curve.
Can you give us enough time to get to a point where we can see the truck pass?
Yeah, but I'll have to start bringing it down now.
Okay. Hold your fire if the girl's in the truck.
There it is.
Hold it.
The girl's still with him, all right. Maybe we ought to show a hand.
No, we'd put her in more danger than she is. We'll follow them at a safe distance. Notify all units the course they're on. If we can keep track of them. Let's go. Come on.
Here's our chance to get rid of this truck. Pull it across the highway. Block it as much as you can. I'll flag it down.
What's the matter?
Out, lady. We need your car.
But what?
Don't worry. You're not going to get hurt. Come on. Pull it up the highway.
What are you doing this to me for? What do you want? I didn't do anything.
Get in the truck, lady.
Oh, please.
I'll turn the car
Oh,
around.
you don't need to do that. I'm not going to try to get away. Oh, who are you?
Come on, lady.
What is this?
Go on.
Please tell me. Oh.
Hold it. There they are.
They're changing cars.
We'll wait and see what they do with the people.
Oh, no more hostages to worry about.
Land at the truck. We'll see if the people are all right. father will live.
Oh, thank God. The way those two men talked, I thought he was dead. Will I be able to see him?
There's a patrol car on the way out. It'll take you where you want to go. You don't by any chance remember the license of your car, do you?
Yes, I do. It's FCU 792.
FCU 792. Thanks very much. Let's go. They're all alone now, but armed, so stay high. We wouldn't have a chance in this fishbowl. Helicopter to headquarters. Suspect in Owen shooting stole another car. It's a gray convertible. License number, Frank Zebra Union 792. They're about 8 miles from Centerville on Mountain Highway 27. We're trying to pick up the trail. Hostages no longer with suspects. 10-4?
There they are, just hitting that dirt road.
That road's winding. We can land a mile or so up there. We can block the road with a chopper and take them by surprise.
That dirt road is going into rugged country. There won't be another place to land for miles. I don't know if we can make it in time.
Well, let's try it. I don't want to lose them. But I don't want any shooting if we can avoid it.
Hardest part will be landing it before they get close enough to see. We're not going to make it. That car will be coming around the bend just as we land.
Can you hover over the spot?
Yeah, for a few seconds or so.
That'll give us a chance for a surprise shot.
His partner got it, he'd call it quits.
If they had another chance, they probably would. Stay with them. I'll call the ambulance. See the Highway Patrol in action again next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. To criminals seeking new sources of revenue, the motel, prosperous and often isolated, presents an inviting target. As a prelude to crime, early one Saturday morning, Karen Edwards checked out of a plush motel and headed for a nearby rendezvous.
How's it look?
Practically all the 65 cabins are rented. A lot of people are in for the whole weekend with payment in advance. Should be a good take.
Who's in charge of the place?
There's a manager on duty, a square. He won't give you any trouble.
Where do they keep the dough?
There's a cash drawer in the main office. Let's sketch the setup.
Fine. Your little sister's okay, John.
You were careful, Karen, honey, weren't you?
I'm always careful.
Here's your next job, Karen. It's for tomorrow. Monticello. The route's marked. 30 miles, across to the next main highway, Route 12, then left 3 miles.
Hope it's as plush as the last place.
It should be. We'll contact you there.
Watch yourself, Karen. Don't you forget about that thing. You're no cheap hood.
Maybe not. But if I have to, I can squeeze a trigger just as well as the next guy. We're having a big weekend, all right?
Good morning, folks.
Good morning. Is there a cabin available for my wife and me?
You bet. Just out of checkout. Best cabin we got, right up near the swimming pool. Dining room will be serving breakfast in an hour.
I'd like to see the room first, dear.
But I'm tired, honey.
Oh, you know how restless I get when the room isn't right.
I never had a complaint yet, ma'am, but I'll be glad to show you.
I'll leave it up to my wife. She's the boss.
Well, they always are. That swimming pool's a big attraction.
Okay.
Well, it's nice, but there's a garden just outside the window. My allergies.
But just for one night.
Oh, you know my sneezes, dear. They're worse than your snores.
Wish I had another cabin, but we're full.
Don't complain.
With early morning business slow, it was over an hour before the manager discovered the robbery and notified the authorities. Since this was the latest in a whole series of such crimes, the head of the Highway Patrol was immediately informed.
Thanks. Come on, let's go.
Within minutes after the alarm was received, he arrived at the victimized motel.
That was her excuse, dirty sneak thief.
They're not sneak thieves. They pulled the same job 15 or 20 times. Their take is figured at around $30,000.
$30,000?
Yeah, they got $1,700 last week. What'd they take you for?
Over $1,800. They hit me just right.
Yeah, they always do.
I had 65 units rented with plenty of weekend advances. As a matter of fact, there was only one empty cabin when they showed up.
What kind of a car were they driving?
Didn't see it.
Not even when you took his wife to the cabin?
It wasn't in the driveway. It was off to the side somewhere.
And it didn't bother you?
Well, why should it? Everything else was normal. Dear, she kept calling him.
I'd like to have you come down to headquarters. Maybe we can find deer in the mug books.
I'd sure like to. Why'd they pick me to rob?
You were making money and they knew it.
No prints ever wiped off.
You got the names, license plates?
Right.
Let's go. Johnson, here's a list of the last motel jobs. Check it against the list you got, see if there are any duplications.
Why would they wait a week between jobs?
Take advantage of the weekend business. They follow the same pattern, we can expect more jobs. The question is where?
No duplication on the list.
Might come in handy later. Keep it. Right here. Route 12. That's where they pulled the first job. Now over here is 30. This is where they pulled the job today. Now they got 30 miles in between us in the vacation area. They can crisscross on us. Get all available units out. Have her come 12 and 30.
Wish we had something definite to look for.
Maybe tomorrow we will. This is only Saturday. They got the whole weekend to operate.
Is everything okay, Karen?
Everything, except I hate getting up this early on Sunday morning. The Monticello Motel's a real posh spot. Here's the layout. Be careful of the manager. He's a young guy and he's on the ball.
What do you mean?
He spotted me hanging around the office and he wanted to know why.
Did he suspect anything?
I don't know what was going on in his head. Just in his cash drawer. It was plenty.
Okay.
Also, the cabins are pretty close to the office. Once she gets him out, you'll have to work fast. And like I said, this manager's no patsy. He could make things rough for you.
Maybe we ought to forget about this one.
Why?
It sounds tough. You heard her.
No tougher than a lot of other jobs we've pulled. Right, Karen?
Right.
It's good work. Your next stop's the Eagle Motel, back on Route 30. It's the biggest motel in this area.
When does this come off?
This afternoon. The rendezvous is marked.
It'll be our last job in this state, honey. Then we'll take a little rest.
Is that right?
That's the way it's planned.
How come? This area is loaded with motels.
And with police.
A real sweet, old-fashioned girl.
She's still a kid.
Sometimes I hate you for dragging her into this.
I did her a favor bringing her in with us. If it wasn't for me, she'd be in jail by now.
She never did anything wrong before.
You're real soft on her. That's your trouble. She's your little sister, so you don't see what kind of a gal she really is. She's as tough as they come.
Is that job going to be okay?
Your baby sister said so, didn't she?
Continuing along Route 12, no further developments. 10-4.
10-4.
Here's the list you wanted. All the motels in the Route 12, Route 30 vacation area. There's a lot of them.
Have the boys in the other room call these motels. Same ones in that area, the big ones. Give them the M.O. Maybe we can get the jump on these people.
The cabin I have available is up near the end.
I'll let my wife decide whether it's suitable. I'll wait here.
I'm sure there'll be no trouble. You can sign right in. Well, excuse me, my phone.
Oh, I don't hear anything.
Well, I'll be right back. Hey!
Let's get out of here.
Highway Patrol.
While all units of the Highway Patrol were alerted, Dan Matthews arrived at the scene of the latest crime.
Where is he?
In the back room. He's hurt pretty badly. According to the doctor, he's only got a 50-50 chance.
Can we talk to him?
Doctor's in there now. He'll let us know when it's all right.
Any witnesses to what happened?
None. By the time they found the manager, there was no trace of the people that shot him.
Got that list with you?
Yeah, right here. You know, it's the first time there's been any rough stuff. This might not be the same outfit.
Yeah, I think it is. This time they got caught. Wait a minute, here's one. License number HDJ 300. This license was at the Panorama. It's a different name, though. Now known as Jill Jones.
First room to your right.
Thanks, Doc. Call headquarters. Have them check license HDJ 300. Matthews, Highway Patrol. I hate to bother you at this time, but what about those people that shot you? Was it a man and his wife?
The man.
What'd they look like?
Tall. Nice-looking couple. 30s. Both dark.
Did you see the car?
No.
There was a Jill Jones. She checked out about an hour before the robbery. Can you describe her for me?
Pretty. Blonde. Young.
Thanks very much. I hope everything's going to be all right. Get this lug from the dock. Send it to ballistics. Anything else?
No. Was he able to tell you anything?
Yeah. Now we know what we're looking for.
364 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 364.
Have all units continue patrol, highways 12 and 30. License number of wanted vehicle is Henry David John 300. Henry David John 300.
10-4.
I've got the descriptions. Take over till the lab boys get here.
How about you?
Well, if the people we're looking for follow the same pattern, they gotta end up on Route 30.
What's your route?
Route 30. Mill Road and Cutler Corner. Then I'm gonna check all the motels. Now, it's only Sunday. They can't get to the bank till Monday. As far as the gang is concerned, they think they're in the clear.
Save your information. What goes on?
She's upset.
About what?
He shot the manager at the Monticello.
Killed him?
No.
He doesn't know. Look, Karen, get back in
What
your
did
car.
you find out, Karen?
Please, Karen, I don't want him to pull this job. He'll be picked up.
This is one you can't pass up. They've got a big dining room and 78 units. Been mobbed all weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if you hit for 3,000 or 4,000.
You hear that, Joe?
I won't go.
Didn't you catch how much dough's at stake? I could make you come with me.
It won't work, Bart.
Have it your way. I'll meet the both of you in the city. The Colonial Restaurant.
You can't work alone.
I've got a new partner.
Bart, you can't.
For $4,000, I can do a lot of things.
Please.
Come with me.
You let him down.
It was for his sake.
His sake? You're just scared.
All right, so I'm scared. But it's not just for me, it's for you, too. And for him. He's likely to kill somebody.
That would be tough, wouldn't it?
Don't you realize he shot a man?
So what?
Doesn't that bother you?
Nothing bothers me except you. I'm tired of listening to you and Bart argue about pulling jobs. Maybe you are my sister, but he's right and you're always wrong.
I didn't realize you...
You expect traveling with you and Bart was no finishing school.
Unit 364 to 2150. Just spotted sedan, license number Henry David Joseph 300. Headed north, Route 30 from Jackson's Bridge.
Approach sedan with caution. Call me back right away and give me a description of occupants. I'm heading for Route 30.
10-4. You ladies, please get out of the car and leave your purses on the seat. Face the fender.
Take it easy, will you?
Unit 364 to 2150. Description of occupants of wanted vehicle. 2 women. 1 blonde, early 20s. 1 brunette, tall, about 30.
That fits the description we got from the motel manager. See if you can get a line on the man they work with. I'll be hitting Route 30 at Cutler Corner. Keep me posted. 10-4?
Turn around. Where's the man you've been working with?
Why don't you go write a traffic ticket?
What's she to you?
My sister.
Well, she's not doing herself any good, neither are you. You're the one who travels around with the man, aren't you? Where is he now?
If you're taking us in, take us.
Look, if he's out pulling another job, he's going to get himself killed. Every motel owner in the area has been tipped off. We know all about you.
You're lying.
How do you think I got you? Look, you're both wanted for robbery and assault charges. Now, if your boyfriend's out pulling another job, he's going to have to do some shooting. Next thing you know, it'll be a murder rap.
Murder. He will kill somebody. I know he will. He's at the Eagle Motel. He's got a gun. Please stop him. Shut up.
What kind of car is he driving?
A gray convertible. Joe. License MBP 788.
Let's go. Unit 364 to 2150. My 1020 is 8 miles south of Eagle Motel. Suspect in motel shooting is headed for Eagle Motel, Route 30, driving gray convertible. License Mary Boston Paul 788. Armed and dangerous.
Just turned onto Route 30. Unit 364. Keep your position. I'm 3 miles north of the Eagle Motel. I'm going after suspect. To headquarters.
Go ahead, 2150.
I'm on Route 30, 4 miles north of the Eagle Motel. Send out an ambulance and the coroner. 10-4? See the Highway Patrol in action again next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Roderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The United States has more automobiles per capita than any other nation in the world. It also has more automobile thefts. To combat this situation, our law enforcement agencies are ever busy, applying new and improved methods of crime detection. But the criminal, too, has also applied himself to devising new and improved methods. On the surface, there was nothing suspicious in the visit of Leroy Edwards to a wrecking yard, nor in the fact that he wished to purchase a car.
Can I help you, mister?
Yeah, I'm looking for a 55.
Any make or model?
Nope. Doesn't make the slightest bit of difference.
You're the customer. Got a 55 sports model. Just came in a couple of days ago. Well, there she is. Isn't good for much more than salvage.
I said I wasn't particular.
Got eyes for this, mister?
Yeah.
800.
For this? Why, it's good for nothing but salvage. Your boy here admitted it.
800. That's my price.
You know, I can go someplace else. This isn't the only wrecking lot in the county.
Suit yourself. Go get the registration slip and make out a receipt. And arrange for a vehicle transfer to Mr.
Russell. Frank Russell. Pushing a little hard, aren't you, Charlie?
What's fair is all I ask. I take risks, too, you know.
Try explaining that to Virgil. You know how he is with money.
You gotta spend money to make money, Leroy.
Not Virgil. He's still got the first nickel he ever made.
Under the hood.
What about that new boy?
Jimmy?
Is he all right?
Don't worry about Jimmy. He doesn't know a thing. Eat, sleep, and pick up his paycheck. That's all he knows.
Ouch. Here, I should work up a sweat. You do it for the price I'm paying. I'm going to use your phone, okay?
Be sure and leave a dime.
Operator, I want Walnut 48737. Virgil, it's Leroy. I'm over at Charlie's. I just picked up a 55 sports car.
What's the make?
Uh-huh.
Good. How much? 800. All right, all right. It's done now. There's no sense in crying about it. I'll keep my eye open for one that'll match it. Yeah. All right, I'll let you know as soon as I spotted one.
What? Another one last night. Ernie's used car lot. That makes 6. We're doing everything we can. All the B cars have been alerted. Every used car dealer in town's posted.
That's not enough. Matthew speaking. What? No, believe me, you did the right thing. It's fine work. We'll check it immediately. Where's it located? But thanks, we'll be right over. Come on, let's go.
Patrolman Ellsworth had checked out Charlie's wrecking yard, reporting that he had talked to an employee regarding the same model car that was taken from Ernie's used car lot.
I couldn't help being suspicious. A customer pays $800 for a wrecked car and then doesn't even bother to come and get it.
How long ago was this?
2 weeks. That's what I mean. All that time, no phone call, nothing. I think he'd show some interest in it. I guess I was a little out of line, Mr. Giddings. Talking to, well, the officer without your permission. I just mentioned it in passing.
I'd like to take a look at it.
What for? There's nothing to see. Just a pile of junk.
And you wouldn't mind if we'd examine it, would you?
Okay. Like I said, just a wreck.
It's all right. Take a look at this. Serial number's been taken off.
How about that?
How about taking a look at your books?
Okay. Here it is. May 8th. The car was sold to Frank Russell.
$800. That's kind of a steep price to pay for a hunk of junk, isn't it?
The guy wants to pay that much. I don't try and talk him out of it.
You give him the registration slip?
Yeah.
Check this through DMV, will you? Can you describe the man that bought the car? This fellow, what's his name? Frank Russell?
From 2 weeks ago? Are you kidding?
I remember. Who could forget him the way he was dressed? Cowboy hat, boots.
Anything else?
Well, he had sort of a western drawl, if that's any help.
Would you recognize him if you saw him again?
Oh, sure. I'd know him okay.
How about you? Has your memory improved any?
Could be, looks something like that, but... Gee, with all the customers we get in here...
Well, if he comes in, you recognize him, contact us, will you? Come on, Dylan, let's go.
You ain't sore, Charlie.
Haven't you got any work to do? Go on out and stack those tires. Go on, I said!
I have a dealer already picked out. You'll take the car in tomorrow morning and close the transaction. 6 cars this month. At this rate, Leroy, we'll soon be rich.
You'll be rich, you mean? You know, Charlie set me to thinking. A fella ought to get a fair price for the risks he takes.
And you don't.
Peanuts. That's what I get. Peanuts. I take the chances and you collect the gravy. You're safe and cozy. There's no way the law can tie you into this racket. But me, I got to operate out in the open. You call that fair?
I supply the brains, Leroy. The organizational know-how. The physical setup for our venture. I've got big operational expenses. Maintenance, equipment, overhead.
From now on, I am your biggest operational expense.
The Department of Motor Vehicles reported that a wrecked car registered to Frank Russell was transferred to Leroy Edwards, address RFD 19. But the car was still sitting in the wrecking yard.
You can pick up the truck later. Right now, I want you to get this car out of here. I'll phone you at the farm later and let you know where I want it delivered.
Right. Well, say, don't forget your promise to me about taking care of me.
Never fear, Leroy. I won't forget.
Oh, Virgil, I left my hat in your shop. Would you get it for me?
Don't lose this one of these days if you're not careful.
Operator, Walnut 48737. Virgil? Charlie, is Leroy there? Something's happened. I gotta speak to him right away.
The police? They what? No. Leroy just left here. Maybe if I hurry, I can still catch him in time.
Matthews, Highway Patrol. You the registered owner of this car?
That's right. I bought it a week ago from Frank Russell. Here, registration. See?
I see. You got any idea where we can find this Frank Russell?
No. I heard he moved away. That's all I know. What's it all about, anyway?
Nothing. We're just curious how one car can be in two places. Here and also at Charlie's wrecking yard. Do you mind coming along with us?
No, not at all.
We have proof the car was stolen. The engine block's been altered. Serial number scratched out and a new one put in. Who did the job for you? Who else is mixed up in this?
100 times I've told you. I bought the car from Frank Russell. That's all I know.
I think you're lying, Edwards.
Prove it.
They're both out here. Do you want me to bring them in now?
Yes, it'd be a very good time to bring them in. You want me to prove it, you said? I'm liable to do just that. I don't think there is any Frank Russell. I think Edwards and Russell are one and the same man. Would you stand up? All right, turn around. Put your hat on. Is this the man?
Well, he's dressed like Russell was. Nah, it isn't him. Russell was taller and had darker hair.
Charlie's right. Slight resemblance, that's all. He isn't Russell. Never saw the man before.
You're sure?
I said it, didn't I?
All right, you two can go.
So? Now what?
So now what? I'm going to book you on suspicion of grand theft auto. Take him out.
Let's go, Edwards.
Further interrogation failed to shake Edwards' story. A thorough examination of the stolen car revealed that it had been processed with professional machine tools and baking equipment. What the examination did not reveal was where the work had been done.
This whole thing is too pat to be a one-setup operation.
You're thinking this stunt has been pulled before successfully?
Yeah, that's right. They case the wrecking yards. They find themselves a late model piece of junk. Then they go out and steal an identical car, repaint it, change the plates, have their registration changed. As far as DMV is concerned, they got themselves a registered motor vehicle.
Who'd get suspicious?
Look, I want to check on every wrecking yard in the area, find out all the models. Wait a minute. Better still, use this stolen car list as a check. Check all the makes and models on this list. Get on it right away, will you?
Right.
A systematic check was made of all the wrecking yards in the area. As they questioned the various proprietors, a picture slowly began to take shape. Too often to be mere coincidence, a dealer's record showed that he had sold a particular model only a few days before a car of matching description had been reported stolen.
We've made 39 absolute matchups.
It's that big, huh?
That's not all. Leroy Edwards used a flock of aliases. There's no mistaking his description. At least 12 wrecking yard operators are ready to testify that they sold cars to a man wearing hat and cowboy boots.
Sure makes a liar out of Gidding and his associate, doesn't it? Have Edwards brought to my office right away, will you? What? When was this? Okay, thanks. Oh, that's real nice. Edwards posted bail. He got out 2 hours ago.
Oh, no problem. With these new witnesses, we can bring them in again.
Oh, I got a better idea. It's liable to work in our favor. Edwards is only part of the setup. I'm interested in the rest of the group. If we lock him up, it's not going to stop him. At the moment, he's our only link to the rest of the gang, right? Come on over here, I'll show you something. Well, everything we've learned so far shows they're working within this 40-mile radius right in here.
Takes in a lot of territory. They must have their own paint shop or access to one.
Yeah, that's right.
Could easily be 15 or 20 paint and body shops that could handle the work in that area. How do we know which is the right one?
Would you get me Giddings' wrecking yard, please? If you're going to break a chain, work on the weakest link. Hello, Mr. Gidding? This is Dan Matthews, Highway Patrol. Would you mind asking Mr. Higgins to be in my office tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock?
Uh-huh. What's it all about?
Oh, nothing. We just found some new witnesses on the Edwards case. We'd like to go over his statement again. Alone.
Operator, Victory 23578. Leroy? Charlie, something's come up. I gotta see you right away. No, it won't wait. I don't care if it does mean taking a chance. You get over here now.
So they want to see Higgins in the morning. That doesn't prove anything.
Alone, he said. Do you know what happens if he gets Jimmy alone?
Well, you're suggesting I take him with me? Swell, and what do I do with him?
That's your problem. Virgil's supposed to be big in the brain department. Let him work it out.
All in all, this has been a very bad day.
It could be worse. But with Jimmy and you out of the picture, they've got no case. Let them bring up their other witnesses. With you gone, they got no one to testify against. I'm safe, Virgil's safe.
And I'm running the 100-yard dash. Oh, well, so I'll be the first guy to raise Rock Island Reds in Tibet. Come on, kid. Seems you're going with me.
Oh, no.
No time to argue. Get some rope, Charlie. Let's tie him up.
Leroy, come over here.
All right, so he's parked out there. That makes him a cop?
I don't like it, I tell you. Why take chances? Go out the back way. He won't even see you.
Goberly called in. He staked out at Charlie's wrecking yard. Says Edwards rolled in there about 10 minutes ago and hasn't come out yet. Must be holding an emergency press conference.
Jumping bail. You have any idea where that puts me? Not only do I lose my farm, I'm a fugitive from justice. I'm the guy they're looking for, not you.
Oh, I appreciate the fact, Leroy. But I don't see precisely what I can do about it.
You can finance me, that's what you can do. I need money for traveling, money for living. I gotta get out of the country, and I got no eyes for hitchhiking.
I can let you have 1,000.
Oh, no, Virgil. You're not gonna pinch pennies this time. You've been promising to take care of me. Well, put your money where your mouth is.
How much did you have in mind?
25,000 ought to do it.
I see. Well, the bank's closed. I couldn't get it today.
Wait.
No, I've got a better idea. You know my mountain cabin up at Lake Patricia. Well, I'll give you the key. You go up there and lie low until I raise the cash.
And my passenger, what am I supposed to do with him?
Well, the lake is very deep.
Yeah, well, that's gonna cost extra. $5 grand.
I'll pick up the freight charges. Well, you'll need bedding and supplies. I'll go get them for you.
Oh, and if you didn't show with that money, I'd come back. You know that.
I know.
sure took your time about it.
I wanted to be sure you'd be comfortable. Well, come on. You've got a long drive ahead of you. The sooner you get started, the better it'll be for all of us.
Matthew speaking. What? Where was this? On the road to Lake Patricia? Okay, we're on the way. All right, take it easy, kid.
I tried to warn him. The gag. I couldn't talk. All I could do was wait. It was awful. Knowing any second it might happen. He did something to the brakes, I think.
Who did something?
I don't know. I never saw him before.
Where was this?
Where Leroy took me. He parked out back. I don't really know where it was.
Could it have been a garage?
Maybe. It's hard to say. A low building. I guess it could have been a garage.
We need your help very badly. Try and remember a landmark. Now think hard, will you?
There was a poster. Sloan for Consulman. I remember that.
That's all? Just relax, kid. The doctor's here now.
We got Charlie Giddings in custody. Nothing.
What's the first thing a used car dealer does when he takes a car in trade? Gives it a tune-up and a lube job, right? Come on, get in.
A check of the stolen vehicle revealed that it had been driven a total of 15 miles between the time it was stolen and picked up. 3 of those miles were automatically disqualified, that being the exact distance from Edwards Farm to the Highway Patrol impound. The driving distance between the farm and the used car lot was 9 miles, leaving a 3-mile leeway. Somewhere within this specific area was the paint shop. Further investigation established that only one such shop existed in this area.
See something?
Where did we slip up? Where?
You tell me.
I will. Take a look.
Posted all over the place. That doesn't mean anything.
Sure it does. Now keep looking. Tell me what you see.
First bicycle shop.
That's right. We made a mistake. We assumed that the only place that would fill the gang's requirements was an automobile paint and body shop.
Yes? Can I help you?
Looks like this is home plate.
Jerk. He forgot his hat again.
Book this as evidence. I'll call in and say we've wrapped it up. Stay with him. The Highway Patrol story next week is a very unusual one. We hope you'll be with us. Until then, remember, it isn't the car that kills, it's the driver. This is Bradley Crawford saying see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Protection and vindication of the innocent is as important to the peace officer as is the apprehension and punishment of the guilty. On August 4th of last year, the boastful wanderings of a twisted criminal mind created an unusual situation for the highway patrol.
Just a moment, operator. I'll have to get some more change. Operator, get me the highway patrol. Hurry, there's a man holding up the filling station.
Highway Patrol, Larrabee. Yes, ma'am? Yes, go right ahead. Can you hold on just a moment, please? Attention all units. At Carson's filling station, Mortgage Road and Highway 118. A robbery taking place now. Ma'am, is he still there?
Just driving away now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. The suspect is now leaving the scene of crime, heading north on Highway 118, driving a gray four-door sedan. License, Mary Paul Frank 686. 1440, establish a roadblock south of Frederick Junction. 1328, cover the backwood turnoff. 2410, drop down to cover roadblock on 118. 10-4?
2150 to headquarters.
Go ahead.
My 1020 is Lane Junction and 118. I'll cover it from the south. 10-4?
10-4.
Get the first aid kit. We got him. He's up here. Harry's with him. Name's Spec Martin.
What are you looking for, copper?
Well, I might be looking for the guy that did his roadside jobs. You think I might have gotten lucky and found him?
I fooled you for a long time. I'll fool you again.
Look, come on, Spec. Stop trying to fool me. What about that packing plant job? What about that farm job you did? We used to peg you for a big shot. Right now you're doing it for peanuts.
You never had me figured, copper. You're a bunch of dumb clucks. You even sent a guy to prison for a job I did.
You want me to believe that?
The guy believes it. He'll believe it for a long time.
Who is he?
Find out, copper.
When did this happen?
A long time ago. A long...
Come on, Spec. What job was it?
A guy in a restaurant. What a clown. Try to grab him a gun. Let him have it, copper. I don't like to shoot. Mostly don't have to. Show them a gun and they faint.
Is this the gun?
Find out. Guess, copper. Guess.
This couldn't be the gun. It's too new.
You're a stupid copper. That gun was new 10 years ago.
You think we can believe him?
This'll get an innocent man out of jail, I'll believe it. $21.50 to headquarters.
Headquarters, by.
Have the lab boys wait for me. I'm coming right in.
10-4.
You take the car and resume patrol. I'll wait for the ambulance to make out the report.
Right. Here are the reports from the lab and the Records Bureau. We have one other bullet on file that was fired from this gun. Case 11897M, taken from the body of a restaurant owner that was killed in a holdup, June 23rd, 5 years ago.
Martin mixed up in it?
No. A man named Howard Silver. Tried and convicted of the crime, sentenced to life imprisonment.
Oh, he could be getting hot. Take it from the top.
The restaurant was a small highway bus stop. 1146, Howard Silver drove into the parking lot in a white four-door sedan. He got out and went into the restaurant. There was nobody in there at the time except the owner and the waitress. The waitress served what Silver wanted and then went in back to prepare for the arrival of the bus, due around midnight. 10 minutes later, she heard a shot from the restaurant, about the time the bus was pulling into the parking lot. In the beam of the bus headlights, the driver saw a man run out, get into a four-door white sedan and drive off. He later identified that man in court as Howard Silver.
They find the gun?
No.
What about loot?
No loot.
What was the bus driver's name?
Jerry Reynolds.
Where is he now?
We're checking.
Where did they pick up Silver?
At a motor court down the highway. He readily admitted being in the restaurant, but denied any part of the shooting.
Did Silver have a record?
None.
Well, that's circumstantial evidence. It's convincing, but circumstantial.
Couldn't Silver have had that gun the night of the holdup?
Oh, Martin told me he had this gun for 10 years. You know something? I believe him.
But if Spec Martin has had that gun all this time, how come bullets from it haven't shown up?
Well, he said he didn't like to shoot. Most of the time he didn't have to.
Well, statistics bear him out on that. Very low percentage of holdups end up in a shooting.
Could be that Silver finished his meal and took off. Then Martin came in, pulled the holdup, and that's the one the bus driver saw run into the white car.
Well, at any rate, these two bullets match.
Yeah, it proved that one of them killed the restaurant owner. From the same gun.
Highway Patrol, Larrabee. Yes, go ahead. Okay, thanks. Jerry Reynolds still driving a bus. He's on a run now. He'll be at the end of the line in 15 minutes. Stay in layover zone 15 more.
Where's the end of the line?
Junction of Route 12 and Hanover Highway.
We're going to have to present our evidence and see if we can get a release for Silver right away. Start things going, will you? I'm going out and talk to Reynolds. Jerry Reynolds?
Yes?
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol. Oh, that's all right. Go right on with your lunch. I just want to ask you some questions. Tell me, 5 years ago, weren't you a witness to a highway restaurant robbery?
Yes?
Didn't your testimony send Howard Silver to prison?
Yes.
What did you see confirm the identification?
The man himself. They reenacted the scene, you know. They had Mr. Silver run for the white car in the beam of my headlights.
Do you see his face?
Not very well.
How could you identify him then?
The attorneys had a big fight about that. I could tell by the way he ran, even if I didn't see his face.
I see.
Has something else happened? Is that why you're asking me all these questions?
We found the gun that killed the restaurant owner.
There must be a mistake.
There's no mistake.
Then, because of my testimony, you feel that an innocent man is serving a term in prison?
Could be.
Mr. Matthews, I did what I thought was right. And to be absolutely truthful, I still think I was right.
You think your way, I'll think mine. I'm going to get Silver out of prison right now.
Highway Patrol obtained Howard Silver's immediate release from prison. But Matthews knew there would be adjustment problems to be met. And especially concerned would be Silver's daughter, Emily.
Yes?
Silver?
Yes?
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Oh, yes. Please come in, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you.
They told me what you've done for my father. I don't know how we can ever thank you enough.
You're expecting him home today, aren't you?
Yes, I'm waiting for him now. I wanted to drive up to the prison and bring him home, but he wouldn't hear of it. He wouldn't even let me meet him at the bus depot.
Why not?
He said he had some things to do on the way home.
Well, you know, being in prison, even if you're guilty, it's pretty rough. But to be in there when you know you're innocent, that's rougher.
I know. It's been tough on Dad. The last time I saw him, he was so bitter, so strange.
Well, he's going to be strange and bitter when he gets home. You just be patient. It'll work out.
Believe me, Mr. Matthews, I'll try with everything I have.
And if you want us, call us.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews. Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Goodbye. And thanks again.
Good to see you, Emily. Bye.
Well, come on in, Dad. Come on, let's go. Isn't it wonderful, Dad? Here you are home. We're back together again, and you're looking fine.
I feel good. How about you?
Couldn't be better. Here, let me take your hat. Oh, Dad. Well...
what's new?
What's new? That's a silly question. Well, let's see. I got a promotion and a raise in salary last week.
Good.
And, oh, yes, I made the last payment on the car yesterday.
The car? Is that your car parked out front?
Mm-hmm. It isn't very new, but isn't it a dandy?
Say, what are you doing home this time of day? Or is this your day off?
Not as a rule, but Mr. Engel said I didn't have to report today, so I could... Oh, Dad.
Baby.
I've missed you so much, and I've been so lonesome.
Yes, I know, and I'm sorry, honey.
Day after day and year after year.
Yes, I can understand that, too.
And then when you wouldn't let me come and meet you, I was worried. I just couldn't reason it out.
I had a reason. There were some things I had to do.
Well, you could have told me. Oh, Dad. But what am I weeping about?
Now, here.
Isn't that silly? Isn't that just like a woman? Why should I cry when you're home now? That's the thing that counts. And from now on, you're the guest of honor.
Thank you. I was surprised when you sent me this address. How long have you been living here?
Quite a while.
You didn't mention it in any of your letters or the last time you were up to see me.
I know I didn't, but I didn't want to worry you.
Why did you leave our lovely home and move into a little place like this?
Well, I lost the house, Dad. I just couldn't keep it up after Mother went.
Yeah, your mother wouldn't have died if they hadn't put me in prison.
Well, Dad, you're not in prison now, and you and I are going to start off a new life together.
What does Bob think about all this?
Bob?
Yes, Bob, the boy you're going to marry.
Oh, well...
You are getting married, aren't you? The last time you saw me, you said...
Well, I thought it over, and I guess my freedom is just something I don't want to give up.
You mean Bob found out your father was a jailbird?
My father's not a jailbird. He never was a jailbird. And anyway, I'm much too happy to have him home to think about silly romances that didn't work out. Now then, the next thing on the program is lunch. And to coin a phrase, it's fit for a king. Be seated, King.
Hello? Bus Transit Lines? This is the General Credit Company. A man named Jerry Reynolds has applied for a loan. His application says he's employed by your company. Is that true? He is? Good. Then if we send you a questionnaire, you'll fill it out, please? Fine. By the way, is Reynolds on duty today? Uh-huh. What time? It leaves the terminal at 1:54? Thank you. Oh, is this the bus that goes out on Century Boulevard? Well, thanks again. Bye.
Isn't Jerry Reynolds the man who testified against you?
Emily, I need some money.
You're not going to go on living in the past, are you? Can't you see it's only the future that counts?
No, I can't see that.
But you must see it. You're free now. You have everything to live for.
I have? Look, I had a successful business that I worked years to build up. It's gone. I was married to the finest woman that ever lived. She's gone. I had a beautiful home. It's gone. And my daughter has lost every chance for happiness. All this because a man lied. Because one man couldn't be honest with himself and the rest of the world. That's why I'm going to find Jerry Reynolds. And when I do, I'll kill him.
You can't mean what you say.
Oh, I mean it all right. I stopped on the way home and picked up a gun.
You'll go back to prison.
And I'll need the keys for your car.
No, Dad, no. Dad, you've got to stop and think before you do anything like this. I've waited so long for you. The Bible says if we want our sins forgiven, we have to forgive those who sin against us. Please, Dad.
Emily, I'm a ruined man, and Jerry Reynolds is going to pay for it. I'm going to make him suffer for what he's done to me.
You're bound to be caught.
I expect to be caught. And I don't even care if I'm killed in the act, as long as I get to shoot first.
So you're going to kill a man to satisfy your lust for revenge. You don't care what happens to you, and apparently you don't care what happens to me either.
Emily,
I've put up a front for 5 years because I knew you were innocent.
it's no use.
What am I going to do when I know you're in prison because you are a murderer?
Emily, I'm sorry, but this is the way it has to be.
You can't do it, Dad. You can't. You mustn't. Please. Please.
Forgive me.
Dad. Operator, give me the highway patrol, please.
Matthews.
Mr. Matthews, this is Emily Silver. My dad took the keys to the car. He's gone out. And he said...
What'd he say?
He said he's going to kill Mr. Reynolds.
What's the license number of your car?
LVE 745.
LVE 745. What kind is it?
Yellow convertible.
Oh, just a minute. APB. Yellow convertible, LVE 745, driven by Howard Silver. Get his record out of the files.
Right.
Exactly what happened?
I overheard him trying to locate Mr. Reynolds. I told him he'd go back to prison, but he said he didn't care. He said his life is ruined and there's only one thing he wants now. Revenge.
Did he have a gun?
Yes, he said he got one on the way home.
If you hear from him, call me right away, will you?
Why won't he be himself, Mr. Matthews? He's not acting like my dad at all. My father was a wonderful and sweet man. He just can't do this. You'll help him, won't you? Please help him. Please.
We'll sure try. Get in touch with Reynolds at his house. If he's there, tell him to keep himself locked in till we get to him. I'm going to try the bus company. Thanks very much. Reynolds has left. He's a half hour out of the terminal. See, that should put him about right in here. Contact one of the units in that area. Have them get in touch with the bus.
Right.
What's the fare, please?
How far are you going?
The end of the line.
37 cents.
Yeah.
1440 just located the Silver's car. Short distance from the bus stop. Palmer Drive and Century. No sign of Silver.
That means Silver's on the bus. If he is, Reynolds is in trouble. We're dealing with a guy whose motive is revenge. He doesn't care whether he gets caught or not. Let's gamble that Silver will torment him for a while. I'm going to try and pick that bus up at Forest Junction. You get his daughter out there as fast as you can. We might need her.
Jerry Reynolds, aren't you?
That's right.
Remember me?
Can't say that I do.
That's funny. You remember me all right when you saw me in the beam of your headlights.
Howard Silver.
That's a good guess, Reynolds. Much better than the one you made 5 years ago.
Silver, I found out I made a mistake. I'll do anything in the world to make it right with you.
You'll have to hurry, Mr. Reynolds, because you only have a few minutes left to live.
That's a fair. 23 cents.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, Mr. Matthews, did he?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm so glad.
So am I, Emmy. I guess I've been in the dark for a long time. But now, everything seems light again.
Can't you let him go, Mr. Matthews? He'll be all right now. I know he'll be all right.
Emily, the officer has to do his duty.
But this is Mr. Matthews, the man who found out about you, who worked to get you out of prison.
Mr. Matthews, it may sound silly now if I say I'm grateful, but I am. Deeply and sincerely grateful.
Yeah, I know you are. And I'm sorry. Now take him away.
Let's go.
What will they do with him?
That's up to the judge.
Mr. Matthews.
Go on.
Been quite a trip, and you saved my life, and I want to tell you how grateful I am. But can I pull out now? I'm way behind schedule.
You sure can if I can have my 23 cents back.
My life is certainly worth more than that.
It wasn't a few minutes ago.
It's all right.
See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, if you care to drive, drive with care. This is Bradley Crawford saying, see you next week.